Welcome all to the weekly outlook. We're in here from EWPRO, getting straight into the weekly outlook, starting with the DXY on the D1. So we're looking for a correction to at least the 38.2 or the 50 fib. Want to see a correction in here. We've broken that low like I've mentioned, so I'm just looking for a correction, and then you can look for your buy sell setup. There is a slim chance that this does go up and break the top, so you don't want to miss the buy if you get a buy set up. So on the H4, we got the bullish divergence. We're looking for a correction and a buy. It's starting to break out now. There is a slim chance that we get an A, an A, a B, C, and then we get an A, B, C. We get another one down. Then you could look for the buy setup. Or if you get a buy setup in here, you could also look for that buy. But just be mindful that we may get another one down here to finish off this correction as an A, B, C before we go up and break the top. AU on the daily. So again, most of the majors are very similar. On the daily, we're just looking for a correction in here back to this 50 fib, and then we'll be looking for an A, B, C. Again, there is a slim chance that this does go and break that low, but so we don't want to miss the sell in here. H4, we got that A, B, C. We're getting a sell set up in here. Well, a bearish correction, so look for the sell down to this 50 fib. That's your first target on the H1. Again, this may be an A, B, C. I don't really like it as this, but it may be an A, B, C. Then you get an A, B, C, and then you get that A, B, C to finish off this B wave, and then we get the A, B, C. Anywhere you get the sell set up, look for the sell. EU on the daily. Just looking for a correction in here, like many of the others, and then we'll be looking for upside. Again, there is a slim chance that we get another one down here, breaking that low, which I can't really go into in these videos here. The H4, we got those 5 up. We got a trend line break. We've got a bearish flag in here for the sell. This one's pretty much already gone. It's broken. Yeah, it's broken, just broken this low. But if you do get a bearish flag, you need a little bearish flag in here, something to sell before you can sell it. GU on the daily. Like I said, when price was up here, we're just looking for a correction in here, back to the 50 fib before we look for the upside. Excuse me. The H4, we were looking for the 5 up. We got WXY, X2. We did get a Z up. It did break that top over here. So we did get the wave Z. It didn't get to the targets. We got a trend line break here, and we're getting a bearish setup. So look for the sell, and we're targeting that 50 fib, first targeting that 50 fib on the daily. So any sort of sell setup you get on the lower time frame should be looking for the sell. This may, like some of the others, may give another one up here as some sort of an A, B, C, and then you get the A, B, C to finish off the move, and then, well, the finish off the correction and then get another one down. But even if you get a little flag in here on the lower time frames, anything to sell, look for the sells. NU on the daily. So NU, I haven't got the 50 fib drawn here, but we're looking for a 50 fib retrace. So looking for an A, B, C. This may be a running or expanding flat up here, so it may not get to the 50 fib. So we just broke the top there on the H4. I'm looking at that as a wave Z though. And we broke that top there in a wave Z. We got the trend line break. This is looking corrective, so look for that sell back to the 50 pip. UY on the daily. I'll zoom in a bit here. So I'm looking for a W, X, Y, X2, and a Z down. So we may get one up in here and then get that wave Z down. The H4, it's getting complicated because this one here didn't go. I was looking for an A, B, C, and then an A, B, C. This one has turned into a correction down here. So I would be staying out of this. To trade this one up, we just want looking for a flag in here or correction. Instead, it gave a larger correction. So I'd be staying out of this one until we recognize a nice pattern to trade. UY on the daily. Very similar to the other majors. We're just looking for a correction here back to the 50 pip and then a possible A, B, C. Again, there is a possibility that we get a wave Z up and this is an extended wave. Again, I can't go into it on YouTube, but yeah. This is still looking. There was a chance that this was a like an A, B, C in here, an A, B, C, and that was the end of the move, and we get more downside. This is starting to still look rather bullish. So any bullish setup you get, I'd be looking for the buy. Of course, you know, this was your buy down here. I got in down here and still am in that trade. I am looking for another buy. We're getting all this bullish divergence in here. So if you get a little flag or correction in here on the lower time frames, any buy setup, look for that buy. And you'll be targeting that daily 50 pip. USD CAD on the daily. Like I've mentioned many times before, we're looking for a correction a similar size over here. So this is becoming, it could be choppy for quite a while. This can be an A, B, C, and then before we get an A, B, C, or maybe even a W, X, Y, X2, and a Z down to finish off this wave X, X2, and then we get the Z up. So this can be quite choppy. Pretty much I'd be staying out of this until we get a nice structure we can look at. As you can see, this is very choppy coming down here. Probably could look at this as an A, B, C, A, B, C, and then A, B, C. To come and break that low, and then we'd be looking at an A, B, C as a running or expanding flat for more downside. Me personally, I'm staying out of this pair. At this stage, there's really nothing on it. It's very choppy, and there's no real clear direction. So when it's like this, I just stay out of it. Um, this is looking corrective here, so I'd be more interested in a buy, but it's not giving a buy setup yet. So yeah, it's more of a bearish setup. I mean, if you want to risk it, you could look for something to sell just to break that low. Then you'd be looking for the buy. USD Swiss franc, we got this correction here. That was invalid when this come down and broke that low there. So we're not looking for the wave Z up, looking at a larger correction, an A, B, C, possibly to go up and break the top. Ideally, I mean, I wouldn't be targeting to go and break that top. First target I'll be targeting is the 50 pip of this. Wherever that 50 pip is, I'd be targeting that. Very similar to most of the other majors. We can see here we've got a lot of bullish divergence here. You can really only look for the buys. Any buy setup you get, I'd be looking for the buys. Did have a break of this top over here. We got a correction. Now this again may still come down and give us another one down here and then go. So if you are looking for the buy up here, you have to be mindful that it may come down here and then give the like A, B, C, or may turn motive. But any buy setup I get, I'll be looking for the buy. EG on the daily. Looking at this like A, B, C up in here, and then we get an A, B, C. It has gone up a little bit further in here. So I'll have to move that fib. But nothing's really changed. The structure's very similar. Well, the structure's still the same. I'm still looking at it as an A, B, C, and we get this C down in here. On the H4, there really isn't nothing yet. This, if I just remove this, we got this 1, 2, 3 breaking the top. So there is a chance that this is an A, B, C, and we get a flat in here. And so if you do get a buy setup, you could look for the buy. But then you'd be looking for any sell setup. Ideally, I'm more interested in looking for sell setups than the buys. WTI on the daily, nothing's really changed here. Looking for a correction similar size to that over here, or even. So I'm sort of looking at some sort of an A, B, and a C. It's becoming quite complex down the bottom here. It's more bullish at this stage. As you can see, I haven't changed these counts for quite a while. We're looking at that A, B, C, A, B, C, and we're getting this C up here now. So any bullish setup, you may have missed it. You want to take the first one or even this one in here to buy, but you may get another opportunity. Any buy setup you get, look for the buy. So you may get an A, B, C in here. Break of that top, you could put a buy stop and just this would be your stop loss, and you're looking at that 100 fib. You're targeting that 100 fib there. Gold on the daily. I've lost all the counts on this one. On the weekly, though, the time, this is an X2 on the weekly, sorry. So this can go up and break the top. at this stage on the daily, you know, we're looking for a 50 pip retrace, a correction in here, a 50 pip retrace, and then we'll be looking for the upside on the H4. Sort of getting this like 1, 2, 3 in here. It's already gone, but you may still be able to get in it. This one played rather nicely. We got this another one up in here with the ball hidden here, giving us even more bearish divergence in here. And then we got that down here. So if you get any correction in here, look for the sell. And if you're looking at least the 100 fib of this, A, B, and the 100 fib. Silver. So there still is a chance here that we get, well, there's not much on the, you can see here, we're getting this ball hidden here. So we got some sort of WXY, X2, so we can get a wave Z up here. It's more on the H4. I think I've got it, excuse me, drawn on the H4. So yeah, we're looking for a buy. It's not giving a buy setup yet. We're getting all this bullish divergence. So ideally we get a nice impulse up here, correction or flag, and then we can look for the buy. Bitcoin. So after this top here was broken over here, we're just looking for a correction, and then we'll look for the buy. On the H4, there is still that chance that we get that wave Z up before we get the larger correction. So like a WXY, X2, and a Z up. On the H1, we don't have any bullish divergence in here. So I'd be looking for another one up here, the correction, another one down for like a WXY, X2, Z down, and then any buy setup you get, then you could look for the buy. It's quite dangerous to buy without that bullish divergence, so I'd be waiting for the 5 down, and then look for your buy setup if you're looking to buy this. As a scalp, you know, if you do get a correction in here, similar size to this, you know, you could look to scalp that down. SPX 500. Looking at this as like an A, B, C as a flat, running or expanding flat, and then we get like an A, B, C. H4, you can see that we got the 5 up, impulse, A, and then a B. I'm looking for that C, and then I'll be looking for that one up. This is still looking rather bullish here, though. The problem here is we never got a break out of here, and we're still within this trend line here as well. But you know, this is still looking rather bullish, so may give another one up here before we get that wave C down. So you can sort of trade it both ways. You know, if you get a buy set up in here, you could look to buy just to go and break that top. It's more of a scalp. And then, you know, if you got a sell set up here, you could look for that sell down to that 100 pip. AU 200 on the daily. So we got that wave C up. It's still in this wave C. We got an A, B. We're in a wave C now. We are getting that bearish divergence on the daily. Price still can come up to that 100 pip though. On the H4, there's really not much. If I remove that, so so we'll be looking for a 50 pip retrace in here. A, B, C, some sort of a flat there, looks like, and then an A, B, C. Want something, a nice correction in here, and then we can look for the buy for an A, B, C on the H4. If we start to cross down on the daily, though, on the MACD on the daily, well, then we'll have to look at it as that's complete, as this is the end of the wave C on the daily. So we just want a correction in here on the H4 correction to trade the A, B, C on the H4. We're going to trade that wave C up. There's no bearish divergence here. Sorry, there's no bullish divergence here. So we got a WX. We're in a wave Y. You could wait for an X2 and look for the sell on the sell for the wave Z on the H1. And then you'd be looking for that buy setup. The FTSE on the daily, nothing's really changed on the daily. I'm still looking at this as like an A, B, C, and then we get an A, B, C. So really, I'm only looking for sells up here. You can only really look for sells. On the H4, we got that wave C up. And we got all this bearish divergence. So we only want to look for the sells. It's risky to buy. It's not really giving itself setup. That's the problem. This is more of a flat here by the look of it, an A, B, C. So, yeah, if you got a buy setup, you could scalp this just to go and break that top there. And then you'd be looking for any sell setup you get. I'll be more interested in a sell setup. The DAX on the daily. So again, nothing's really changed on the daily. We're looking at that A, B, C, A, B, C. So again, we're looking for sells. I'm more interested in a sell. Just getting back to the daily there, we can see that we're getting bearish divergence in here as well. So we're getting a trend line break in here. So this is actually starting to look really nice. We got that bearish divergence on the H4. H1, I dare say we got bearish divergence as well. We do. We have a bearish divergence here. Any sell set up here you get, this will be a really nice trade actually. Yeah. So definitely if you look for a sell, and this is your invalidation point for a sell, if you get a sell set up within here, definitely look for that sell. So I hope you all enjoyed that weekly, enjoyed the weekly outlook. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.